Evaluation Question 3. What have you learnt from your audience feedback? Music video feedback.
During our research and planning, we used sites such as UK Tribes to retrieve our information on our target audiences and different groups within it. As our target audience was identified as indie/alternative, we managed to find out from UK Tribes the different groups that will best appeal to our music video. They were creatives and scenesters. This gave us room to evaluate whether the conventions we had been researching were applicable, and we could decide how best to tailor our project to this specific group.
We asked our target audience which generic conventions make a music video likeable. We received the feedback that the indie rock genre would be popular for our target age range, as all of our participants listen to music in either of the two. When asked what their favourite music video at the current time is and why, all participants, apart from one, spoke about how the visuals represented the music and the lyrics. This was thought to be very important, and therefore we took this into consideration when creating our videos. The emotion in the song is shown through our visuals. When asked, our participants said that they thought a successful music video had aspects of both performance and narrative. This allows the visuals to stay interesting, but still allowing there to be a link between the lyrics and what is shown on screen. We followed this feedback by splitting our video into two sections. We have a strong narrative throughout, which is shown through the use of the gang. However, this is alongside the performance conducted by our band member. This conveys the idea of having both narrative and performance within one music video. We hope that this would allow our video to stay interesting and keep the audience's focus and attention.
To narrow our research even further, we looked into the likes and dislikes of music videos, specifically in the indie rock genre, and what it was that made them feel drawn to certain music videos. We found consistent results in a need for a convincing performance and a build in the video to increase the interest in the video. By collecting this research, it allowed us to learn some specific areas that we wanted to feature in our music video: a strong performance with a tense atmosphere.
Overall, the feedback was positive, with minor critiques that we managed to change for the final version. The group were overall impressed with the editing style we used, especially the use of overlapping that created an effective look, and it is a convention used by a variety of bands and music videos. They liked the way that Lily represented the emotion and anger, as it portrayed Goodwin's theory of the visuals representing the lyrics. As well as this, it is now evident that the editing style we used by going from slow pace to fast pace was overall effective. Having positive feedback gave us confidence for our final music video. However, we asked the group what they thought could be improved from our draft. They suggested that we refilm the exterior elements, as they didn't look as professional as the interior ones. We agreed with this feedback, as we had trouble with lighting and the actors in the first shoot, which we changed for the final project. The camera work was not as clean as the other elements of the video, and we needed to refilm the pan shots to make them fit the video more appropriately. We were advised to make the gang more aggressive, as they appeared to be quite tame even in the dramatic sections of the song. We took all this feedback on board when creating our final version and asked exterior audiences their opinions of the video. Some commented on the narrative being slightly confusing, which we amended by revealing Lily as a gang member at the start of the new video. This was useful, as it made us realise that different audiences interpret the video narrative differently, and it was easier to understand with the reveal at the start. Our audience feedback was effective, as we gained important information on how to develop our video further for our final version.
The exterior areas were commented on, and we were advised to refilm these aspects, as they needed reframing and the acting needed to be more realistic and aggressive. We were told by one teacher that our filming was too static throughout our video, so therefore we should refilm the parts with little movement. At first we didn't believe that this was necessary, however we decided to refilm the majority of the aspects with Lily while moving the camera slightly. By comparing our draft shots with our new footage, we could see that the slight movements made our video look more professional, and the overall finish was improved. Despite teachers' feedback being important and useful, the feedback gained from our target audience is more relevant, as it would allow us to know what conventions are needed for a music video to be a success within our target audience.
Ancillary products feedback.
Before producing my Digipacker magazine advert, I created an online survey to see what people like to see on ancillary products. I asked what sort of colour scheme was a favourite, and I found that a minimal/monochrome scheme was liked. I chose to follow this feedback when producing my products, as I only use greys, whites and blacks to create a monotonal style. I also asked whether they liked busy digipacks compared to a minimal style. Most said that they preferred a simplistic design as it conveyed the indie style effectively. My feedback concluded that most people liked digipacks to have a strong visual link with the magazine advert. This was mediated through my colours, fonts and images used. I gained independent audience feedback on my digipack and magazine advert. I asked a group of individuals within our target audience what they liked and disliked about my draft ancillary products. I was told that the overall style was very interesting and that somebody could see themselves buying it in a shop. This feedback was very rewarding as it allowed me to believe that my products looked realistic enough to be seen in a store. One individual said that they liked the minimal design which my digipack has adopted. However, this was contrasted by a separate person saying that the left panel looked too sparse. This was very contradicting, so I chose to use aspects of both comments. I kept the style simplistic, however, I changed the left panel as I thought it was too plain. Instead, I added a booklet page which made the overall panel a lot busier. This allowed me to follow both aspects of the feedback. I was told that the magazine advert links well with my digipack. I agree with this, as I chose to use the same colour scheme, image and fonts to allow there to be a strong bond made between the two. The conventions of my advert were said to be intriguing and that they worked well. I was pleased to receive this feedback, as my advert doesn't follow the generic conventions which magazine adverts carry. However, despite this, the design was well received by my target audience. I was told that more text could be added onto my advert. However, I chose to ignore this comment as I thought that the correct amount of text was used for the style that I was adopting. Most of my feedback received from my ancillary products was positive, except from comments surrounding the simplistic style and layout. As well as our target audience, I was given feedback from my teachers on my draft ancillary products. I was advised to change the positioning of the text on my cover, so I chose to move the text around to different positions to see where it worked best. I finally chose to place the text above the image due to a person's eyes looking there first. I was given minor feedback to add a catalogue number and a record label logo onto the spine of my digipack and to change minor spelling mistakes. These were easily done and made my overall digipack look more realistic and professional. One of the main comments I received from my teacher was that I should remove the image on my back panel. I didn't agree with the comment to begin with. However, after comparing both with and without the image, I agreed that the image wasn't needed. I was advised to add a booklet page onto my left panel. This comment allowed me to incorporate my audience feedback into the changes that I was making.